It's been a long week, right? Are you ready to wind down? Why not? It's time for the Wine Time Fridays podcast with Shelley and Phil. Neither are sommeliers, but both have a deep passion for life, each other, and of course, delicious wine. And now, here to talk about this week over a glass of wine is Shelley and Phil. It's wine time!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Wine Time Fridays with Shelley and Phil on this Friday, December 29th, 2023. The last time we'll be able to use that year.
We'll use it by mistake.
We'll definitely write it by mistake. Back when we used to write checks all the time, it's like, oh my gosh, 2023, I can't stop it. Happy Friday, Shelley. It's wine time.
Happy Friday.
Yes, indeed. So, I feel like I say this every week, but we do have a lot to go through. But we only have one wine this year.
We can actually sip it.
Yeah, in 2 days, on the 31st, is National Champagne Day. So we've got this bad boy right here, which is a
bad boy that's colored pink.
That's colored pink. That's right. I have to make sure I can see what I'm doing here. But there is this non-vintage Veuve Clicquot. And as I'm opening this, Shelley, would you maybe kind of give an overview of how this, because this is non-vintage. Mm-hmm. It comes in this really cute box.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Of course it's pink.
Of course it's pink. Can't really show you the whole, oh, well, I guess it'd be best to show you this part of it right there. No room on this set. There's no room. Okay. Yeah. You want to give a little...
So in 1818, it was the first known blended rosé champagne. So this champagne comes from Champagne, France. And it was Madame Clicquot who was known to have used the first rosé blend.
Yeah, her husband passed away. And so she took over.
Oh, I thought that's why she made it pink.
No.
That makes no sense.
None really.
So it's really interesting how they make these non-vintage. And you think, wow, I'm paying a lot for a non-vintage. But it has 50 to 60 different crus in it that they use to make it. And it can be anywhere from 44 to 48% Pinot Noir. Ooh, there she is.
There she is.
On the end. 13 to 18% Meyer, 25 to 29% Chardonnay.
And they go to great lengths to try to keep it the same profile year after year after year. Mm-hmm. So expensive Kendall Jackson
all
model.
Blended up like that. And they use 30 to 45% reserve wines. And so we don't actually know what specific percentages of each of those grapes are in there. Is it funny? Whoa, that was not a soft opening.
Okay.
But it did not hit the roof or anything.
Look at that cork.
That's a pretty bottle. I love rosé champagne.
I am so happy I got this. Shelley, can I borrow your glass? I'll give it back.
Okay. Ooh.
I'll do a little bit bigger of a pour because this is the only one we're having tonight.
These are very tiny bubbles that are disappearing quickly. Peace on earth.
Peace on earth.
Mm-hmm. Those bubbles go right up your nose.
Oh, we have our little nifty thing. Thank you, Jocelyn Babcock, for this idea. It's great because we want to keep those bubbles in as long as possible. It's got this little thing that you pump it up, and you keep that pressure in there. Okay. Doesn't look like it's on all the way. There we go. Okay. We don't need to put somebody's eye out. Put that right there just so we can see it.
Really trust it.
Well, yes. Anyway. Isn't that great? That's what was on top. That's kind of cool. Anyway, so
that's really good. Very strawberry. a lot of strawberry, and not as much yeast as I expected it to have, considering it was a champagne. So maybe because it's a rosé, there's a
Possibly.
little less.
Uh,
And then this one, they age it a minimum of 3 years.
The champagne houses before Madame Clicquot took over used to add like gooseberry and things like that to give it the color.
Oh, wow.
And then she says, well, let's just keep it on the Pinot Noir skins a little longer, and voila. Look at that color on this.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Actually, this is sort of like Pantone's color of the year, which is
some
peach
fuzzy peach.
peach fuzz.
But the bubbles have dissipated pretty quick.
They're gone, but once you taste it again, they're there, hiding away.
Mm-hmm. They really are. I want to get to this week's Wine Word of the Week. Thank you to Bottle Joy for the Wine Word of the Week, which is Cuvée, which this is. A specific blend. Yeah. Often the best used to create a champagne or sparkling wine. By the way, I have in my notes Boodle Joy. It's actually Bottle Joy. Don't forget this coming Sunday, so 2 days from today, Bottle Joy will be it's National Champagne Day. They're also doing from 3 to 6 a
bubble tasting.
Yeah, bubble tasting, a sparkler tasting. And they also have Gyp Skippy and the Unprepared playing from 9 till midnight on Sunday with free champagne toast to ring in the new year at midnight or thereabouts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I think Shelley and I are going to try to make it down there between 3 and 6 to do a bubble tasting. We love our bubbles.
We do.
They kind of put us to sleep sometimes. And by we, I mean,
Me.
okay.
And remember that in order to be called champagne, the sparkling wine has to come from Champagne, France.
It's not even France. It's got to be the Champagne region
the Champagne
of France.
region
Yeah.
Of France.
Yep. So anyway, that's the Wine Word of the Week, which thank you to Bottle Joy. We'll see you on Sunday. And I want to take a quick break. And when we come back, I want to talk about the 100-point scale, because ours is kind of a little modeled after that. A little bit. So we'll be right back with that. Let's see. Welcome back to Wine Time Fridays with Shelley and Phil, the very last episode of 2023. Next week, we will be bringing in a new year with another champagne for Champagne and French Friday, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. But you know, when you're at the store and you see all of these wines, and they'll say 92 points from so-and-so, 91 points from so-and-so, how do they come up with that point system? First of all, it's not an exact science.
No.
You could have one person's 90 is another person's 92 is another person's 95, but they actually have specific things they're looking at that add up to that score. So
the 100-point system was invented
by Robert Parker,
by Robert Parker of Wine Advocate.
Yep. And so, and
it's kind of like grading a math test.
Yeah, it kind of is, or an English, like an English paper, something like that, where your sentence structure, your creativity, your grammar, your punctuation, all of that stuff. In this, we have the sight or color, we have the nose aroma, structure, overall quality, and you add up those, and that's your score. So we like to use a white background when we're looking at sight, but on this, this is a rosé. Well, and so Shelley's got the piece of paper there. It's a great idea. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. And so you will be able to see the nuances. Don't, like, we have this brown towel here. I wouldn't do it on that. It would would not give me a good representation of the color. You want to give it the white background gives it kind of almost a neutral background, gives you everything you need to see in the color. And this has got great color. It's very pink.
So
Time
for
out.
the color, you get up to 15 points.
Time out. Lucy, stop. Stop
All right,
it.
Lucy, go to your kennel.
Or go up the chair. Or go to the kennel. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
For the nose or aroma, you can get up to 25 points. For the structure, up to 25 points. And overall quality, up to 35 points. So, and then you add those up and you get your total score.
So the sight and the nose, what's after that?
Structure.
Well, the structure to me is interesting. So by evaluating the structure components of the wine, it'd be like the body, acidity, the tannins. You would assess how well those elements are integrated together and contribute to the wine's overall structure. It's not an easy thing to explain, you know. And then the overall quality. It's like I think just what do you think about it as you taste it? Yeah.
So it was meant to be an easy communicator of the wine quality.
Right.
And they suggest, well, they also give ABCs. So A is 90 to 100, just like in school. B is 80 to 89. C is 70 to 79. Anything less than a B, the experts say they don't recommend it to be drunk, even don't drink it.
And those numbers
are
a little different than the numbers that I have, but it's like everywhere you look that you get an overall on the 100-point scale, it's a little different. Most of the time, they're not even going to rate or talk about a wine that's anything below 80.
Right, so that would be the B.
Yeah. So in our case, as you know,
well, let's go over this part too.
Okay,
96 to 100 is extraordinary.
Okay. Yeah. There we go.
And we classify that as phenomenal. We actually didn't know there were this many. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there were 6, and we came up with 6. Most people don't do 6 ratings. So 96 to 100, extraordinary. We say phenomenal. 90 to 95, exceptional. We say practically perfect.
Yeah.
85 to 89, they say very good. We say pretty damn good.
We swear.
80 to 84 is good, and we say pleasant. 70 to 79, mediocre.
Or 75 to 79?
75 to 79, and we say problematic. And 50 to 74, not recommended, and we say pitiful and pathetic pluck.
Pluff, which we actually spell Pleaghth.
I wonder if the pla can be put in the vinegar jar. We just bottled a bunch of vinegar from our vinegar jar.
I was going to put that on the notes. I'm glad you brought that up. We have room in our red wine vinegar jar now that I have yet to.
Like 4 or 5 bottles now.
Yeah.
That vinegar is probably
8 to 10 years old.
No, it's way older.
Oh, I brought it to a neighbor recently and said they brought some cookies over. I said, thank you for the cookies.
We're giving you vinegar.
But we've been working on it for a decade, which we kind of have. Yeah. Well, so that kind of gives you the idea of the 100-point score, because when you're like for color, what do we say? The color would be somewhere up to 15 points, might give it a 12.
It's gone.
Well, I kind of finished mine. But, if the color is almost there, 12 or 13, you just start adding them up. And now that actually makes sense. Mm-hmm. When you see a 91 or 92 point wine, that's like, well, that doesn't sound very good. But they kind of start at 50. There's nothing below 50. 50 is the ground. And so then you figure from there. But even a 91 is an exceptional wine. It's just not extraordinary.
It's an A,
yeah. So we're going to take one more break. And when we come back, we are going to talk about our favorite wines from this year. Shelley's rolling her eyes.
There's so many wines.
Welcome back to Wine Time Fridays on this last episode of 2023, episode number 193. 7 weeks, we're going to do 200.
And we're going into our 4th year.
Well, I'm calling this our 4th year. We'll be going into our 5th year because we did 2020, 2021, 2022. This is 2023.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we'll be starting our 5th year, even though our first year started in May of that year.
Not March?
No, you gave me the go-ahead in March, and we had to kind of record it and all that stuff. We have 12 pages of wines I printed out. Let's see if I can remember some of these. We did 169 featured wines. I had to change that. If you'll notice on the first page, I changed it from 168 to 169 because of this one. 169 wines. And so those are the featured wines. Now, funny, Shelley, she chose, I think, I don't know, but I did do a screen capture of this. You want to say what your number 3 wine is?
My number 3?
Yeah.
No, I didn't rank them.
Oh.
And it would be number 1 if I was ranking them.
Okay. So do you have 3 wines that you're talking about? Oh, okay, good.
It's my favorite wine.
Well, let's hear your 3 wines.
Sure. So I chose the Fidélitas Red Mountain Optu Red.
That was really good.
This, just let me say, it's a crapshoot. They're all good.
They're all really good. We had 84. I put it down. We had 83 phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Now, there's a small disclosure there. Because if we have a guest on, we're going to be more liberal, I think.
Well, no, we're not.
Okay.
Anyway, so these are just a couple that stood out. But the Woodward Canyon was my favorite of all the wines we've had this year. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon. What year was that?
This was a 2019 Woodward Canyon Artist Series Cabernet Sauvignon that we both loved. Off the chart loved. I didn't put it in my top 3 because I was trying to keep with the spirit of those featured. That's right. But that's fine.
The other one I liked all of them.
Yeah.
It's just really too hard to pick. But the 2023 Andrea Sauvignon Blanc from South Africa.
Oh, yeah.
Stood out for me.
Yes, that's right.
You never know why something's going to stand out or what kind of mood you're in. I'm liking Grenache these days. So I'm leaning towards that kind of flavor profile.
You ready for mine?
Sure.
Okay. From episode 150. This should surprise you, not at all. A 2020 Rivaura
Cabernet Franc.
Reserve Cab Franc from Rivaura. Yes.
That's an Idaho wine.
It is an Idaho wine. Funny story. We'll have to tell you about it a little bit regarding this ginormous bottle of wine we served at a party. Episode 175, the 2019 Frichette Red Mountain Malbec.
Of course, because you're liking Malbec.
Yeah.
And Cab Franc.
Yep. And then episode 189, just 3-4 weeks ago, 2018 Cave B Cab Franc.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was good, too.
And so, but you are spot on. It is a crapshoot. Sort of. We could pick out easy 5 to 10 wines each.
You could pick them all out. They were all good.
Yeah. So
there were only 2 or 3 wines that we wouldn't buy again.
Yeah, I think you're right. For sure. I wanted to mention we have. Did I say all of my notes? Well, I did have our little husky doll here, Shelley, because the Huskies are playing on Monday. New Year's Day.
The Sugar Bowl.
In the the Sugar Bowl, right? Down in New Orleans.
Sugar Bowl.
Yeah. And
one of the ones that still is named like it used to be, not like the Staples Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, I think Sugar Bowl.
It's still Sugar.
And the Rose Bowl, I think, might be the only 2.
Fiesta Bowl?
Mm-mm.
But there's sponsored.
Tostinos or something
Tostitos.
like that. Yeah. But they're playing against Texas, and we want them to win. What a way to the Pac-12 to go out if we can get a national championship, especially for the Huskies. Sorry. What else do we have?
We just want to mention what this rosé would pair with.
Oh, please.
They're suggesting tuna, beef carpaccio, duck, red fruits, tomatoes, and cheeses. So
Like a tuna
soft
tartare
cheeses.
sort of thing?
It doesn't really say, but it makes sense that it would be like an ahi, I would think. It would go well with. Certainly not a tuna sandwich.
No, probably not. And
French fries.
well, that'll be, and we're going to do that
This
next
is
week.
pink, so.
Well, I did make mention of, so we were at Costco picking out this
Oh, you did bring it down here.
this big bottle. This is a double magnum. I don't even know if I can properly. Yeah, look it. I can put it right next to this guy and you can see it dwarfs it. 4 bottles in this, and the cork on this is huge. It's a huge cork.
It is.
Anyway, we were looking at these wines, and this lady came up and she said, I'm from there.
Meaning Bordeaux.
Yeah. And then she completely poo-pooed Idaho wines as well. That's not, you can't really call that wine. And at that point, I stopped listening to what she was saying. So, I mean, we all have our opinions, but anyway.
But you did give us a really good idea as a way to travel with wine. We'll have to put that on the website too. There's our blow-up bags. You can buy them on Amazon for really inexpensive, and they blow up and you put them around the wine and you can travel with them.
There's another way too.
You can
fly with wine.
Yes, you can buy a fly with a wine suitcase.
We're actually in talks with the CEO and founder of Fly with Wine, and Ron Sharman, and we are going to have him on as a guest. That'll be kind of cool. Mm-hmm. Anyway, she did give us good tips on that, because when you're traveling from Europe and back, it's not easy. Some of the wines we enjoyed this week, I have 0 there because our turnaround time was pretty quick from the last time we recorded.
Oh, yeah.
And our top 3 wines, I just bundled it into 2.
Yeah, I see that. Like,
that should make you super
that's
happy.
Not 3. 2020 Charles Krug Merlot.
Yes.
2020 Chateau Langoran Double Magnum. I mean, we chose that because really it's a good value.
Yeah, it's $45.
You're getting 4 bottles of a Bordeaux for $45.
It's $11.25 per bottle. $11.50 per bottle. Yep.
That's not bad.
No, it's not at all. And we've talked about next week. We're going to be at Lola Wine Lounge. We're going to have champagne and French fries.
Yes.
What a grand pairing.
Yes.
And we're going to have some special guests. I don't want to unveil who those are just in case they don't make it there. Okay. Oh, hey, do you want to let me know where you want to get French fries yet?
Not yet, but we've had some suggestions.
We have had some suggestions.
One of them we have not had. We may have to go test that one out. First.
Okay. I'm not going to be happy on the scale, but I'm up for it. We have things coming up in the future. We have stops at the Grady's down in their speakeasy. We have Savaya, Jay Bookwalter, Tiradis, and we'll also have the Peju winemaker Sarah Fowler on as a guest.
Yay.
That's cool because Peju makes some outstanding Sauvignon Blanc, and we should be seeing some of those wines arrive shortly. I'm really excited. First 6 weeks of 2024, we have guests. Then we're going to take that week off to celebrate 200. The big 200.
What will we do?
What will we do? Another huge thanks to our sponsors, Seven Cellars and Elsam Cellars. By the way, all of our sponsors this year, thank you so much. We just really appreciate you. 2024 is going to be a great year. We hope that you learned a little bit today, because with a little knowledge, wine becomes a lot less overwhelming. Happy New Year. Hopefully you have a great Christmas. Happy New Year. Be safe. Go Dogs. See you at Bottle Joy, and we'll see you next week on Wine Time Fridays.
And peace on earth.
Thank you for spending part of your day to wind down with Shelley and Phil. Remember, you can listen to any episode of the Wine Time Fridays podcast by visiting winetimefridays.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And join us on our Wine Time Fridays Facebook page, Instagram, or on Twitter, which is @VintageTweets, for daily conversation. Until next week, here's our toast to you. To health, wealth, abundance, gratitude, peace on earth, and of course, romance.